Right, I'm going to be doing the cam displacement diagram and cam profile of this particular cam question. It's a wedge-shaped follower. It says here, the given information, a detailed wedge-shaped follower for a disc cam in its starting position. Right. We start out and we look at the specifications. It says that the minimum distance from the camshaft center to the cam profile is 16 millimeters. So I'm going to start by measuring off 16 millimeters with a pair of compasses, and I'm going to draw myself a center over here. Draw a nice center. Long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash. And I'm going to draw a center line going up here. Long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash, short dash, long dash. Take my pair of compasses set to 16 millimeters, and I'm going to draw a circle going around there. It's a construction line circle to start with. It then says that I have a camshaft of a diameter of 16 millimeters. Note that that was a radius, and that gives me the minimum distance from the center. The diameter of 16, I'm going to take my circle stencil over here, place it on the center lines, and I'm going to draw in my camshaft. That is a dark line, not a construction line, and I straight away will hatch that area with my set square, indicating a shaft that's been cut through. Right, there we go, as fast as you can. There we go. Right, next thing it says that we have this wedge-shaped follower, and we've got the starting position on top of that construction line circle that I've got there. They've given the information for that wedge shape, and I'm going to take my 60-degree set square, and I'm going to draw a line going off at 60 degrees that way, and a line going off at 60 degrees going that way. Right, it says that it has a 8 millimeter story over there. What you could do there is take a circle stencil, set at 8, okay, and you can just draw a very light construction line circle, 8 millimeters in diameter, on that center line, and from that I can then draw up two lines going one there and one there, giving me that perfect distance from the center to those two lines. It then tells me that I've got 45 millimeters going straight up from there, measure of 45 millimeters from the point of that wedge up to the top of the wedge-shaped follower, and I can now darken in that wedge-shaped follower, starting by drawing that line going across there, draw in this line coming down here, that line coming down there, draw in a line going across over here. A lot of people miss that mark over there for that little line, and finish off your wedge-shaped follower like that. Right, note that that little circle that I did in there, that's construction lines. Please don't make that dark. Okay, I'm going to take a line coming across here from my my wedge-shaped follower. I'm just going to sharpen this pencil up so that you can see this line. There we go. Construction line coming across, and that is going to give me the bottom of the graph that I'm going to use in order to draw this thing. I'm going to draw a line coming up over here, and then I start looking for the horizontal scale that they want you to use on the displacement graph. It says that they want 30 degrees is equal to 8 millimeters. Now I know that there are 12 segments that I need to break this thing up into, so I multiply 8 by 12, and I end up with 12 multiplied by 8 equals 96 millimeters. And I take 96 millimeters, pop that in over here, measure that off so that I end up with 96 millimeters at that point over there. What I need to do is I need to break that line up into 12 equal parts. So I'm going to just take my construction line. Note, construction line coming out over there. I'm going to take my pair of compasses, set them down to about 10 millimeters or thereabouts, and I mark off 12 equal segments on there. 1, or 12 equal marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, once I've done that, I can take my set squares and break that up. I think you've done this before. I've got an adjustable set square over here, which makes it a little bit easier. You can see that line over there. I could use 2 set squares lined up on each other like this. If you don't have an adjustable set square, there you go. And you can then slide that back. With the adjustable set square, you just take the set square, line it up, and then I can just slide across on my T-square, getting those marks over there, which is a little bit easier, I think. Right, so there we go. You don't need to draw all these whole lines. You can just make little marks and make sure that you get all of the points. So those are all 8mm apart lines that we've got there. Right, once I've done that, I'm going to draw some construction lines going up from those marks. Just construction lines to get those points in the right place. Okay, and once I've done that, I'm then going to label this thing. Come over here, 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 120 degrees, 150 degrees, 180 degrees, 210 degrees, 240 degrees, 270 degrees, 300 degrees, 330 degrees, sorry, and 360 degrees. Right, once you've got those in place, you then come across over here and you start reading what you need to do. It says over here, the disc cam rotates at a constant velocity, imparting the following uniform motion to the wedge-shaped follower. It's going to be pushing that wedge-shaped follower up and down. From 0 to 120, the cam follower rises to its maximum. Okay, that's fine. It says from 120 to 270, the cam follower dwells. From 270 to 360, the cam follower returns to its starting position. I need to read a little bit further down here, or over here, and just get some extra information. It says over here that it's got the minimum distance, which it gave right at the beginning, which was 16. And if you read down, it says that the maximum radius is 56 millimeters. So the maximum height that this wedge-shaped follower is going to get to is 56 millimeters from that center. A measure of 56 millimeters on my as a radius on this compass, and I'm going to draw in a construction line circle going around like that. And I know that that is the maximum height that it is going to get to. Right, once I've got that, I can then take that across into my graph over here. Let's just take that across. You can see the top of that circle over there, and I'm going to take that maximum height across into my graph over here. So there's the minimum height that this wedge-shaped follower is going to get to, and that's the maximum height that it's going to get to. So we come across here, it says that from 0 to 120, the cam follower rises to its maximum. So in other words, it's going to rise up to that point over there, and I can draw in a line going from 0 up to that 120. It says that from 120 to 270, the cam follower is going to dwell. So I find where 270 is, there's 270, and I can draw a line which is going to go across over here from there to there. And then it says that it falls from 270 to 360. The cam follower returns to its starting position, and I can draw a line going straight down over there. Right, once you've done that, you need to put in a few labels so that you don't lose any of the marks, and then we'll carry on. All right, you can see that I've done all of the labels over here. So you get a mark for saying cam profile over there, mark for cam displacement diagram, mark for displacement in millimeters, a mark for rotation in degrees, a mark for scale. 30 degrees is equal to 8 millimeters. After you've done that, then you're going to break this up into 12 little segments. All right, so you just do construction lines going across over here, the 60 degrees going that way, 30 degrees going that way, and 30 degrees going across like that. Okay, and then we come over here back to this where it says that you've got a rotation which is anti-clockwise. Put in an arrow over here and then note which direction this thing needs to be labeled in. Okay, if it is anti-clockwise, it means that the spokes of the wheel are moving around like that. So I've got 0 degrees over here, and I must write in 30 degrees over there, 60 degrees, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, don't forget the degrees signs, 270, 300, 330, and going back over here, which will be 360 degrees. Okay, you get marks for those, so don't forget to put them in. And now I'm going to say, all right, what happens at Northwell? You can see that North is linked up with the cam follower over there. 30 degrees, what's happening at 30 degrees? I'm going to take a line coming across to that line, that vertical line over there, and I'm going to then take my pair of compasses and I'm going to get that radius over there. You can see that radius, and I arc that round until it touches the 30 degrees. That point is at the 30 degrees. What happens at 60 degrees? I'm going to take a line coming across from 60 degrees to that line over there, take my pair of compasses, extend them out to the 60 degree mark over there, rotate that round to the 60 degree. Please make sure that you put these little arcs in. You sometimes get marks for those, so don't not do them. Take a line coming from 90 degrees, take that across, wind it up, and wind it round to 90 degrees over there. That mark over there. What's happening at 120? 120, I take that across. It's already got the mark coming across from the maximum height, and I can then take that. I'm going to set my pair of compasses to that mark coming around to 120. I want you to note this, at 120, it dwells. In other words, that motion is not good. It's not going to be pushing this thing up and down. It's just going to stay the same all the way through to 270. In other words, I can draw a dark line going from 270 all the way around to that 120 over there. Okay, once I've got that dark line in place, I can then carry on. At 300 over here, I'm going to take a line coming across there from 300, and I'm going to measure that off as a radius on this pair of compasses. There it is. And whoops, sorry guys. Take that around to, all the way around to 300 over there. That's my next mark over there. Come over here, take a line coming across from that point to that arc over there. Measure that off over here. Okay, that is from my 330. Take it all the way around until it touches 330. Make that little mark over there. And my last mark is at 360. I don't need to do that because I know that that is on that baseline over there. Right, once I've got that, you can see that I've got these points over here that I can now link up. I normally use just a little dotted line coming around here, coming around there, coming around there until I end up with my 120 over there. And I'm going to go in this direction over here just making little dots just to get an idea as to what that arc is going to look like. Once I've got that in place and I can see that it looks more or less right, I'll take my pencil and I will draw a nice smooth curve going through those points all the way down to my starting point over here. Draw that going through that point. Nice smooth arc going all the way into there. Sorry, that was a bit of a blot there. There we go. Right, and that should be what you are looking for